Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Fall Break Podcast. I am your host, Mason Fall. Today, we are here joined with two amazing guests on the show today. We are here joined with the one and only David Miller. How are you today, David?
I'm doing great, Mason. How about yourself?
I'm doing A-okay. And we are also here joined with our lovely guest right here, Kellen Robinson. How are you today, Kellen?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, well, that's good to hear. Unfortunately, we do not have our co host, Damien, today. He had some personal issues to deal with. And just like that, we are going to carry on to this podcast. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys for being here. It's really great to have you guys today.
Thank you for having us.
Yep, it's really it's not a bad Wednesday. There was a bit of fog this morning, but it wasn't that big of a deal. So
Yeah.
just another simple Wednesday. Got out early. All right, so starting off with let's do a how we met. So David, do you remember how me and you met in was it middle school?
I believe it would be middle school football.
Mm-hmm. Were you a center then?
What wasn't I? Yeah, I was center. I was mostly it was center and long snapper, O line, D line, that kind of stuff. Didn't start specifying down to center and guard come high school time.
All right. And Kellen, do you remember how we met? Was it middle school too?
It was also football as well.
Yeah. If you guys don't know, all three of us here are ginormous football fans. We played football from little league all the way to high school, and some of us are going to go to college, some of us are just going to carry on. But shout out to all the football players out there that we've known along the way. All right. Let's just move right into football, I guess. All right. So I've got some fans out there wondering, what are your favorite NFL teams this season? Like, do you have a specific one, or do you have multiple? We'll start with Kellen.
I've always been a Bears fan, so that's my team.
Yeah, I've been a Bears fan too. My dad, had a big fan for Chicago ever since. Uh, Walton, is that his name? Perry.
You mean Walter Payton?
Yeah, Walter.
Yeah, that was
I'm
that
not
was
great
my
with names
dad's
right
favorite player on the Bears. So
now. All right, David, do you want to tell us what your favorite NFL team is?
The Chiefs.
The Chiefs?
Chiefs, baby.
My dad's also a Chiefs fan. He has a friend who lives in Kansas City, and he's been to a lot of their games.
I've got some fam down there, and I've been to a couple of their games as well. It's a super awesome experience.
It is really nice.
They get super loud, the decibel.
Uh-huh.
They'll have a decibel reader that shows you how loud they get. They're like one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Um, I've been to the Cardinals game.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember which year. I think it was 19. And like just seeing how loud the stadium was, I couldn't even pay attention to the game.
it's an awesome experience.
It really is awesome. All right. Well, we've all played football in high school. We've got some good statistics. You actually have a scholarship offer, don't you?
I have a roster spot. Yeah, so I'm going and playing football at the University of Wisconsin Platteville, and they're a Division III school. So the way they do it is they offered me a roster spot on the team, and with that, they kind of said, "Hey, so we're going to let you play football, but we're also, since we can't give you athletic money, we're going to get you in front of the academics people as soon as possible, and you're going to get those academic grants and scholarships and all that."
Okay, that's
So they'll get me money for school.
okay. That's good. At least you got somewhere to go after this, right?
Yep.
So
I'm going to be playing O line and long snapper there as well, and I'm going to be majoring in cybersecurity.
that's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were that kind of person. Cybersecurity.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Well, I mean,
I'm kind of pushing myself.
I don't know. You might find $1 million company. Might work there.
Yeah.
So
So my dad does. He works at John Deere and does cybersecurity. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of where I
cool.
get it from.
That's cool. All right, moving on to Kellen. So, Kellen, do you have any plans? Do you have any scholarship offers or anything so far yet?
I got a little bit of money from the University of Iowa, so I'm gonna go there, and me and Connor Giesick are in a room together. So yeah, I'm thinking of majoring in exercise science. I want to try
That,
PT.
that's cool. You know, um, I'm probably just gonna go to JUCO at Iowa Central. I've just made up my mind. It's a nice place. You go, it's the same classes, just little. There's just smaller amount of money you got to pay for it. So it's
Yeah,
pretty
that's
cool.
smart.
So yeah. Shout out to Diego Cortez. He's up there right now.
Yeah.
So I'll be crashing with him.
Um, you're not worried about walking on in football or anything like that, are you? You're just going there for school.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right. Moving on, we have other sports this year. Do you guys play any sports right now?
Nah, I usually I would wrestle, but this year I decided not to.
Yeah, me either. I didn't.
It's my senior year. I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I don't like. I
Um,
didn't. I didn't love wrestling at all either.
I'm hitting the weight room, working on football, just keeping up with that, and working, making money.
Kellen, are you gonna be wrestling this year?
No, I chose not to. Yeah, no, I'm done with sports for now. I'm not gonna do track or anything in the spring, but I'm doing jujitsu and Muay Thai. My brother got me into that, so I'm just kind of that's my thing now.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I'm debating on whether or not I want to graduate early. If I were to graduate like after third quarter, I would miss track, which is not a big deal. I've been doing it for years, but if I can graduate, right? Well, I like it because it's shot put, and I have an interest, and I'm pretty freaking good at it. But um, they'd get me out of that, and I'd be able to work like an extra 3 months, make money before I go into college. Because for college football, I have to move in August. I have to move into my dorm and go there for summer camps and all that. And then I also, even before that, I'd have spring practices. So they're going to get me up there during the spring as well. So who knows when I'll actually like start moving in and going up there and everything.
Right. By the way, speaking of wrestling, David, do you remember the last year, like sophomore year, where I kicked you in the face on accident?
Yes, I do remember that. We, I was wrestling some other kid, and you pulled a double leg on me. I fell back and I hit, or no, you didn't. The big guy I was wrestling pulled the double leg on me. We were in practice, and I fell backwards, and the back of my head hit your knee, and you gave me a concussion, and it was hilarious. We're laughing nowadays, but oh man, yeah, I went to the trainer and they did the concussion test on me, and the circle, there's just like a circle on the square that tells you whether you're good or bad, and the circle was like all the way over to the left. I was done for.
Oh man, I had no idea I hurt you that badly. I was just like, he's fine.
Nah, it's no big deal.
Okay, but I remember I was wrestling Nick Constantinos. Do you remember him?
Yeah, that big boy. Yeah,
Mhm.
I do.
Yep.
He was heavy.
He was heavy. He had a lot of confidence in himself, though. One of the heavyweights out there for Bednorf, in history. So
Yeah, he was okay.
yeah, it was okay.
He's been graduated for like what, 2 years now, 3 years?
I think yeah. Kellen, you had the most red face from that story.
Kellen got gator rolled by Elijah.
Can you explain?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that.
I would.
Also, Coop, I hate you for elbowing me in the eyeball and causing my eyelid to split open. I hate you, and I have to go to like 8 different places to get stitched.
Shout out to Coop and shout out to Elijah. Hopefully you're on this show so you could tell me.
I'll make sure they listen to it. I'll make sure.
Okay. All right. Moving on from sports. Since it's the NFL season right now, we're further getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Is there any traditions you guys do from like family gatherings or anything?
Well, we do the Super Bowl every year.
Right.
Kind of get family together sometimes. If
So-
they want to.
So like, what do you do?
A little mini party. Have like a little buffet of chips,
Yeah,
dip, that kind of crap.
more casual American thing.
Yeah, last 2 years I actually worked during the Super Bowl, so I'd like come. Work would be everybody would be watching the Super Bowl, so work would be paused. Everybody just comes out and watches the Super Bowl halftime show all together. It was really pretty cool.
Hmm.
That was when I was working over at B Dubs. That was an interesting experience.
I remember you working at B Dubs. Didn't you quit, or do you still work there?
No, I quit that place a year ago. I'm over at working at the Combine Grill in Utica Ridge, which is just a couple doors down.
That's cool.
Way better. Kind of not fine dining, but halfway between a bar, like sports bar, and good food, but overpriced as heck.
But yeah. All right, Kellen. Do you have any family traditions you do for the Super Bowl?
No, usually like I'll go and join someone else's party, try to crash it, eat their food, watch a game.
Well,
David might be next this year.
Huh?
well, now he knows.
You might see an uninvited guest walk into your house and eat all your food and then leave.
If anybody's eating the food, it's me. You know that.
Yeah.
If anybody's eating all the food, thanks. But yeah,
David, you know the rules of linemen. We don't leave a speck of food on the plate.
nah, that especially at the Robinson home, Every time I go over, I eat all of his food. It's hilarious.
That is hilarious.
That when I go to Elijah's, I have like muffins or pastries or snacks.
Just-
Ah,
Hey, but we clean out your pantry.
yeah, you all eat my food too.
I mean,
Every time we hang out, I have to go out and buy snacks or something like that.
it's an eye for an eye, David.
Exactly. It's like that's like our tradition. We'll watch football or whatever and eat all of each other's food.
But yeah, all linemen that are listening to this right now, especially our one and only Big John. I mean, you know that we eat. You know, you can't stop us.
You want to talk about somebody that can eat? Let's talk about Big John.
Yeah.
I was just recently at his family's Thanksgiving.
Oh no.
I go every year. It's amazing experience. Elijah went with me as well, and they rent out this hotel banquet room, and they get all their He had all of his family from all over the country there, and they set up this huge buffet, multiple tables, and they could take up a whole nother counter of desserts. It fills up the whole thing. If you think of it, it was there. You think of a food, it was there.
Really?
Collard greens, sweet potato pie, sweet potato casserole,
Oh my god.
ham, pineapple ham, turkey, stuffing,
Oh my god.
mashed potatoes, gravy.
Like A to Z.
yeah,
Shit, like
Yeah.
everything was there.
yeah, it was amazing.
How big is his family?
Well, every time I go out in public with him, he says he finds a cousin of his.
Oh yeah, like
Like we'll be going to team, I remember we were going to team dinner that one night, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's my cousin." I'm like, dude, that's like the third time you said it today. He's like, "Are you kidding me?" It's like, "No, it's my cousin." He must have a humongous family.
every time we go to an away game, he'll point out someone like on their team that's his cousin.
Yeah,
So
wide variety.
definitely. Okay. So moving on to Kellen. So do you have any future plans after high school? I know you're going to Iowa, but like, is there anything else that we should like, you want to discuss or anything?
Um, no, not really. I mean, I'm just ready to head off and go start a new part of my life. Glad I'm rooming with Connor. We're gonna do it together, and hopefully still see some of the guys from the team and stuff up there. I know some of them are going to Iowa, so I'm sure we'll meet up and do stuff like that. But I'll obviously go down and see David play, and if Elijah's at Iowa State or wherever, Texas or something like that, we'll make a trip down there.
Only an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, you're not that far, but I'm pretty close to home, so everybody will be able to come up. So it'll be fun.
Yep.
Shout out Boozy Blake.
Blake.
Shut up, Blake. Yeah, you know who you are. All right. Moving away from our football, and all the football stuff. So David, you asked this question. You wanted me to ask it. What are your top 3 favorite musicians? Do you have any favorites out there that we don't know?
Well, yeah. Thanks. Yeah. That's great.
Everyone knows that, Kellen.
Yeah. One of my favorites that I listen to is Pink Floyd. I've been
Mhm.
listening to them for all my life.
Yep.
My dad, that came down from him. He introduced me to that, so I've been listening to Pink Floyd all the time. And then recently, I've been listening to Drake.
Drake.
Yeah,
All right.
his new album. It's been awesome. And then, of course, I've been recently listening to Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin's new album with everybody, Future, Travis, and all them.
That's
That's
a
superhero and supervillain. That theme, oh, it's awesome.
kind of a strange little variety of favorites there.
Hey, I like a lot of music.
What's Pink Floyd? 90s or 80s?
70s,
70s. Dang, I'm way off.
70s, and 60s.
Yep.
As early as
Yep.
almost all of them are dead now, but
I know, but you still gotta respect the classics. So
oh yeah, and even what's funny is I listen to Pink Floyd, right, and one of their album covers, and then going back tying to Metro Boomin,
Mhm.
you look at Metro Boomin's album cover, it's Pink Floyd's album cover,
Oh yeah.
except flipped and like rotated, and the guy has more flames than the original. But yeah, Pink Floyd and Metro Boomin, literally it's the same album cover.
That's crazy. All right, Kellen, can you please explain to us what your top 3 favorite musicians are?
Um,
Metallica.
yeah, obviously Metallica. I
Mhm.
really like them. I they got me into guitar. So I also like the Police. I grew up with that band.
I love them. Love them.
My dad listened to that, so that was kind of my thing. And then I've been recently getting into like Tupac and stuff.
Yeah,
no,
yep.
I'm like in the
Tupac Shakur.
classic. And then
R.I.P.
Elijah got me into R&B and stuff. So
Uh,
doing that.
That's cool. Yep, definitely R.I.P. to Tupac Shakur.
Yeah, Elijah's been getting us into like '90s rap and R&B. It's been hilarious. Like Kellen and I were hanging out not too long ago. We were just jamming out to Tupac, Biggie, Eazy-E, just all '90s hits. It was awesome.
Yep. That's when the rap game really took off. Early late '90s, early '90s.
That's where it started.
Mm-hmm. If I were to say my top three favorite musicians, number one would have to go to the Misfits. My dad was a huge punk fan, got me into punk music.
That's pretty good.
Yep, Misfits, definitely number one on there. Number two, I'm gonna give it to probably System of a Down.
Ooh,
Just I didn't know who they were at the time. I just saw the thumbnail for Chop Suey. I thought it was just some normal song, but I was definitely wrong.
no, it's an interesting band.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know what they're like classified as. They're not really. They're kind of punk. They're kind of alternative.
They're more like
Alt rock, something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Number three. I know I sound really cringy for saying this, but I gotta give it to Juice WRLD. Definitely. A huge rapper.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but they're like, he's a little overrated now, but to me,
Good songs.
yeah.
He was top 10 charts for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Definitely helped me get through some depression when I was in middle school. Had him jamming on the way back to home. Going to school, had him listen to him, and going back, I listened to him. So
What's your favorite Juice song?
it's hard. It's not Lucid Dreams because that'd just be the most basic answer.
Cheesy.
I'd say Syphilis on his Death Race for Love album. Definitely one of my favorites.
All right.
So now we're gonna move on to our Q&A questions. So we have three questions from our guests at home. Number one from Becky Salmani. This goes to Kellen. She asks that I never knew this, but are you homeschooled?
Yes.
Okay, so how does that mix in with you joining us at football? Like, how does that work?
Dual enrollment. I can just join the team, but also be at home. But I definitely really enjoyed being at school. Once COVID hit, I guess I messed stuff up, and I went back home. And then I tried to come back, and they wouldn't let me come back for some reason. So I was screwed after that, unfortunately.
Yeah, you were here freshman year? Sophomore year? Freshman? Yeah, you were here for 1 year, and then you just decided, nah.
Just nah.
Well, it's just like like I said, when COVID hit and everything like changed, and it was chaotic. It was hard for people to like actually learn. So when I went home, I was like, okay, I can learn. Yeah, now I'm just chilling, waiting for college to come so I can finally go back out and actually go to school again.
Yeah, COVID definitely hit us all. Having to do at home learning with the Chromebooks and the Zoom. That's when Zoom really took the market by storm.
Online schooling was a joke for me.
Oh yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Cheated all my classes. Sorry,
Like-
sorry, Miss Tissue.
Like you're telling. Oh shit. But definitely you have the Google right there. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Plus,
I give them endless crap for being homeschooled.
you wake up, turn your Zoom camera on, then just go back to sleep, and then that's it.
Right. I always make fun of him because he'll ask to do stuff like go to the gym or something. I'm like, dude, I'm in school. He's like, oh, because he has all the free time in the world. That's what homeschool is.
Yeah, it's strange not knowing that I didn't see you ever in the halls or anywhere.
Yeah, a lot of people asked where I went. I kind of left without even mentioning anything, but I was pretty upset when I attempted it coming back after COVID restrictions were going down. I gave it the best shot, but they said that they wouldn't accept anything that I did when I was gone. So I was like, oh wow, okay. So
Yeah.
now I'm at home dealing with a bunch of homeschool jokes from pretty much anybody that I've ever met. It's fine, No, it doesn't bother me. Some of them are actually pretty funny. But
Yeah,
it's like,
I don't disrespect anyone that goes to homeschool. I know a few guys that were homeschooled. They're still cool. So yeah. All right. This one goes to David. This is from Kyle Ham. Do you know Kyle at all?
Name does not ring a bell.
Well, I don't. Well, he's going to be a future guest on the show. But Kyle asked about your Mustang. You know, how long have you had that Mustang?
4 years.
And did you give it a name?
No.
You never gave it a name?
No.
After 4 years?
Nope.
Is it do you know like nothing special about it, just a car? Do you? I mean,
Well, with as many times it's been broke down and as much money as I've put into it repairing crap, I wouldn't bother giving it. I wouldn't mind I guess I wouldn't think of giving it a name. Kind of a piece of crap. Looks good.
yeah, it does.
Drives
it does.
good.
It does.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never given it a name or anything special to it. I guess never really thought of it.
Well, who gave you that car? Like, did you get it yourself?
Excuse me. Yeah, I bought it.
Like,
Um,
how much was it used or?
Yeah, it's a 2011.
Really?
So it's a couple years old. It's used. It was kind of expensive.
Do you know how many miles are on it?
87,000.
That's not bad.
It's really not that bad.
Um,
Those engines that are in the Ford Mustangs are good till about probably 200,000.
and what is your? Why did you pick that license plate number?
Vroom?
Yeah.
Cuz. Okay, well, all right, so there is a little bit of a backstory to it. My grandfather owned a 64 red Chevy pickup that he restored, and he had to sell it. Financial reasons, who knows why. But when he sold it, he kept the license plate and passed it down to me. So me and my grandfather have a really close relationship and all that. And I've been working on cars since I was probably 5 years old. And yeah, he passed me that license plate, and so I put it on my first car, and it'll probably stay for a long, long time.
Yep. That's cool.
Yeah.
I never knew that there was a backstory to that. That yeah, I just found the numbers. It was free. So.
Nah, and that's the thing. People give me crap for it too. They'll go, David, what does your license plate say? And I go, vroom. And they'll go, no, those are Q's. I go, no, they're just O's with little tails. So they look at me and go, vrk-k-k-k-oom. I was getting a kick out of that.
Yeah, that is funny.
Who has ever made that joke?
A lot of people.
Wow, that may be the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard.
What makes you say that?
It's not funny.
Many people have different opinions on the jokes. Okay. All right. All right. This is a question for both of you. Let's start off with Kellen on this one. This comes from Justin Anderson. What got you into football? Is his question.
Always. I don't know. I mean, it is kind of a big thing in my family. With my dad was always a football player, and he grew up in a small town in Illinois, played football, went off to Augustana, played football there. He was a running back, and then my brother obviously was a big football guy. We didn't start obviously till like 7th grade, but I wish we would have started earlier.
So the Robinson family carries a timeline of many football players in your family.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know how big I know my grandpa was. He was big in football too. He told me how many times he would get beat up by guys that were big Iowa recruits and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting to hear those stories.
So what small town did he come from?
I don't even remember the name of it. It's so small, but
It's that small.
yeah, it was really small. But I always give him.
Okay. All right. Well, it's nice to hear. The timeline of families. Comes down to football players from ancestors to ancestors. All right. So moving on to David. What got you into football, David?
I just want to start out by saying one thing.
Yeah.
Hashtag justice for Justin. Free my boy.
Agreed.
He ain't do nothing wrong. Beat the case. But yeah. My family has been big into sports. One of my uncles wrestled for Iowa. Had a full-ride scholarship to wrestle there. My grandfather was a big football player. My dad actually never played football. He was a state swimmer here from Bettendorf. My parents both went to Bet.
Yeah.
I guess it was just personal, just what I like. I've always liked football. Always watched it. So I figured, hey, if I like watching it, might as well play it.
Yeah, it's weird because not a lot of people believe your dad was a swimmer. They believed. Well, a lot of us believe that your dad was just a jacked guy like my dad. Played football, but
My dad, the photographer.
yeah.
Yeah, no, he was a swimmer and a state pianist.
Oh, that's still pretty cool. I never know he was a state pianist.
Yeah.
All right. So what got me into football? So, funny enough, my grandpa never played football, and the oldest person that I know that played football for my family was my dad. Played football at Bettendorf for about 4 years.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, your dad was a big football guy here at Bettendorf.
He was here when Coach Scott was here. Coach Frecking, all the like the state championship guys. So
What year was your dad?
he graduated in 2000, so like 98, 99.
Okay.
But yeah, then it went to my cousin on my mom's side, Ryan Fall. He was a the second string punter, and then it moved on to me. So yeah, that's where it went.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure my other cousins played. I don't remember exactly what their positions were though, but yeah, I believe I'm like the third guy in my generation to play. So yeah, we're making pretty good time here. We're already at 26 minutes.
Hey.
That's pretty fast when you think about how fast this stuff goes. So moving on. Uh, so moving on. Christmas is coming up soon, guys. So you guys have any plans for Christmas coming up soon for the Christmas break or anything? Kellen?
No, not really. Just kind of hanging out. Continue going to jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and working out and stuff like that. But I can't wait to eat a bunch of food and get fat, like David.
Wow.
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 Shots fired, guys.
Wow.
Shots fired.
This is coming from a guy that's going to the sauna. Oh, no, I wasn't even gonna say that. Going to the sauna, Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, trying to get shredded.
All right, David. You got any plans this Christmas coming up soon?
Nah, not really. Just family.
Yeah, well, yeah, nothing really special either for me, but can't really expect much. It's always the same every year. Every year when we were children, like Santa's real, guys, come on, Santa's real. Put cookies under the tree or whatever. But now as we're older, it's the same shit every year. So, yep, you just enjoy it. Spend time with family, I guess.
Yeah.
So right now, David, do you remember